Adeline, what's your preparation for Chinese New Year?
Chinese New Year normally 咧 for 我哋咧，因為我哋做玄學呢一行啦，所以好多時間咧，我哋都係開始 ready to actually get a lot of consult, a lot of clients will come to us to inquire for consults.
Yeah, so this is the best time for your
Now,
business, right? I know Adeline for 幾耐咗啊？又識咗？
大概6年到7年。
6 to 7 years, and we are still very much into contact. I'll tell you why. What is our relationship at the end of the day, right? Now, she's not my better half. Definitely, she has got a better half somewhere, right? Yes. Now, I think one of the key reasons I believe you and me do encounter is you have very good friends, and you have friends who stay with you for a long time, right?
Yes.
So why we are so much in connection, I must say that we have what I call we are like-minded people. Why I say like-minded people? The way we think, our life purpose,
yes,
our attitude in treating our friends, our students, even the job that we have,
yes,
right? Both of us, our key purpose is to support people that we know, is to educate students. So we are very much an educator, right?
Yes, correct.
And this is what I really call law of attraction. Why? Because who you are, you actually can take a look at 身邊嘅朋友啊，你 the friends that's around
Adeline.
you. Just now you just mentioned to me metaphysics. What is metaphysics? I hear a lot of this particular word metaphysics, and even Cantonese. 你正話係咪講玄學啊？玄學。不過我都有啲朋友咧，即係喺中國啊，喺台灣啊，或者喺香港啊，佢哋就係都係做大約一樣嘢，不過佢哋就叫做術數，係啦。咁術數同玄學係咪一樣㗎？
其實係一樣嘅，因為其實喺玄學入邊，其實無論係有啲人用嘅詞語就係叫做術數或者係玄學都好，其實玄學就好似一個好大嘅把遮 umbrella， 呢個 umbrella 喺下邊就好似你去讀書，你去一間書館，咁書館入邊有好多唔同嘅課程，咁喺玄學入邊咧，呢個字語入邊咧，佢包括咗所謂嘅術數就係五術，五術入邊有山醫卜命相。係啦，所以我哋叫做五術。
The word 術啊 sounds magic to me, which is quite true. It's very magical. 咁locally in Malaysia, of course， 我哋周不時都會聽到玄學啦。To me 就真係學，真係要學一樣嘢嚟講啦嚇。Okay, so come back to this. Why I said Adeline and me 識咗咁耐。Today I was a matter and I said. Sometimes my mind is quite naughty one. When I look at Adeline, I say, wow, this is a 3D personality person that I know. What is 3D? 3D actually to me means, Adeline, I know she practices metaphysics lah, right? 佢都幾 religious 嘅. I know she's a very religious person, which is important. All of us do need to have a faith, right? 而且仲有一樣嘢係好勁嘅咧，就係 recently I realized that she does a lot of healing ritual. But I just love this being very spiritual of Adeline. So Adeline, how did you get into this 3D dimension that I see you practicing all the while? How did you get into this?
Alright, so myself, right, actually when I was really young, 我可以講差唔多大概係15 years old, I already very much religious, and very inclined into all this Buddhist teaching. So that's why 我嗰陣時 really young, that's why a lot of my so-called like classmate or batchmate always ask me the question, why you always go to temple to do prayer? But this is the age where actually people like to go disco, party,
movies.
Exactly. So, but I really don't know why. But I just know that I liked a lot of Buddha teaching. And I liked, very much into all these prayers, all right? So that is where actually that's why you see me, some people even when I was really younger, they even use the words to describe me. 你好似一位神婆啊。
拜神婆。
Yeah, correct. Because I chant a lot. I chant a lot of mantras. Okay. I even last time when I was slightly younger, like 20s, early 20s, I even be the person who actually leads to do group chanting. Yes.
Right.
So then, later on, I found myself that I like to really help people. So 我好中意幫人，唔知道咧就係一種緣分啊。
或者你會覺得係一種responsibility 係咪會唔會係一種即係 it comes into you that 你真係要
people these days use the word calling, true calling.
right.
Yeah. So 我就係覺得我好中意幫人。Alright, so and then subsequently when I comes to my early 20s, so I get to know, I do have the opportunity and get to know about Chinese metaphysics, or people call it the 玄學 or 術數, or even some people in a very much layman term, you can call it 八字, you can call it 風水 or anything.
Yeah. It reminds me 頭先咧你就話it's like a huge umbrella.
Yes.
It really reminds me like nowadays people are talking about branding. Branding is not just how you look.
Yes.
There's so much thing into branding. So under the umbrella, 你都有你嘅 positioning, who you are, your appearance, and how your application, whatever. Anyway, we are not talking about branding, but I'm very interested in your metaphysics. 咁你嘅 metaphysics 咧，即係你嘅玄學咧，你最中意 practice 係
myself, I really can feel that I'm more inclined into, we call it the 5 elements. So whenever we talk about the 5 elements and the layman term, a lot of people always use to describe 金木水火土, alright? So normally, I very much inclined into that, and that's why 我係 more into like, 八字, okay, 八字. And then 風水, okay, 風水 also is talk about 金木水火土, right?
All this will evolve in the 5 elements, right?
Correct.
Including our life, our destiny analysis.
Yes. Correct. So and even comes to the another so-called like subject, we call it 易經, okay? Yeah. So 易經itself is also 5 elements per se, but just that they are pre-described by trigram. Or Chinese we call it the 卦, okay, or 卦象, okay, some people use it. So that's where actually so-called like producers or generated this subject, another subject called 奇門遁甲 or 奇門遁甲, where a lot of people talk about it.
That's what I really like in terms of being spiritual.
All right. And somehow later on, I met a lot of clients and students. So, and I noticed that, a lot of people, yes, I tell you what is good, what is bad about your life. But subsequently, a lot of people, they don't have this strength and, to change or to transform their life. So that is where I somehow subsequently, so-called like, to get myself involved into spiritual healing or healing. Yes.
So 你正話講嗰個 strength can you elaborate a little bit? What do you mean by strength in that sense?
Example, right? Say example, maybe a client come to see myself and 我同佢講，you know this is something good about your life and this is something actually bad about your life, or in other words we call bad luck. And bad luck itself, right, actually if you know how to strategize further, all right, then maybe the person who is a good practitioner, they will tell you what you should do, all right, and in order to tweak your life,
to mitigate anything that 唔係幾好啊，或者係乜嘢，咁啊真係一個好師傅，唔係淨係同你講，哇呢樣嘢唔好，嗰樣嘢唔好。
係啦，係my students or my clients, when you go to, of course, they not necessarily to come to see me. There are a lot of good 師傅 out there in the market, right? So that's why every time when we go to see a 師傅, when the 師傅 say, 你幾批命 means that 你幾衰都好，你幾衰運都好 actually there are something to tweak. But of course, we are not saying that everything can be tweaked, okay? But if let's say the person can tell you how bad your life is, and at the same time, they can tell you certain things to mitigate and what can make you to do better. Alright, so that is where we are to help someone to actually transform their life, and that is called good seafood. It's not to only instill fear in the person, actually it's to how to uplift someone and to live a better life.
Right， 咁我都覺得呢樣嘢in image 咧，我哋會教when you want to groom yourself up, when you want to look good， 我哋都要睇 time 啦、occasion 啦、who you are meeting 啦、and where you are going. I call that TOPP. So in terms of 玄學都係會時間都係一個好重要
嘅元素。
時間，即是 it's like an execution. What do you call that?
Timing for execution.
Timing for execution is important. This is what I normally do. It's like I find it so effective because there are certain times that when I do some kind of activation, I'm not talking about being religious, but it's true that you want something that is better. I find that each time when Adeline gives me dates on execution, I do have some leads. But then again, it doesn't mean that the time given to you to execute means 哇，你錯字喺度，啲錢就會抌落嚟。No, right? You have to know how to apply what is given to you and who you are. You cannot just sit there. The dates and the time is only given to you to formalize certain good chi. But when the leads come in, 咁就要靠自己啦。睇下你嘅 client like you or not， 或者你嘅做法係點做法啦。Okay, so since today I'm with Adeline 啊，唔好俾佢走啊！我要知道咧，嗱，2022 coming 1 year, right? 2020 and 2021 係 they are lost years. They are lost. No point of crying over spilled milk, right?
Yes.
We always say look forward for better days. 2022. A lot of people are saying the year of the tiger, the water tiger, will be much, much better. I'm not very sure. I can only say one thing is, we have to keep moving, we have to keep going, right? The days may not be as good as you expected, but there are a lot of things that we can do to make ourselves in a better position or avoid a lot of mishap. So we want to find out, Adeline, for 2022, we don't let her go. You must at least give us 3 tips. Okay, 2022, 你會點睇呢?
Alright, if coming from being a practitioner, alright, and we are to talk from the so-called metaphysic point of view, alright, and in Bazi, because every year when we get into a 2022 from the Chinese metaphysic Bazi perspective, right, we actually take the date on the 4th of February 2022, and then at the timing of 4:51 a.m. And we take this date and translate into 八字。
4:51 a.m. 即是係哇好早㗎咯噃。係 4th of February 係咪4th of February 咧就係立春啦。Okay. Chinese calendar on the 4th of February is always the first day of spring， 走唔甩㗎。呢一日係走唔甩。不過係 Chinese calendar 今年 Chinese New Year 就係 1st of February。So we are talking about 立春嗰日。係啦。4點嘅51分朝頭早。咁你就會睇到。Yes, then we will translate this so-called the date itself and the time itself into 8 characters, and that's why we call it 八字。八字 means that 8 characters of Chinese characters. Okay, 咁嗰八字係點睇咧？靚唔靚啊？靚唔靚？有我咁靚女喎。So for this 2022, the date itself, right, when we are to translate into a picture, okay, a pictorial form. So this 八字 itself already paint a picture of like thunderstorm, all right? So wow, thunderstorm, 你唔好嚇我。Yeah, of course, when we hear thunderstorm, okay, sounds bad. I know, I can understand. But however, of course, a thunderstorm also, there might be good thing. And what are the things that we should look forward? So you should ask me, what should look forward, right? 問親你咧，第一樣嘢肯定係 money，right？ So there's always I think three things most people 要知道啦。第一就係金錢啦 ，wealth 啦嚇。We talk about wealth. For Chinese, they always relate wealth to money usually. Career, future, and relationship.
All right. So since you have a question for me, so I would like to use the way from the pictorial and what we should do about it. So here there are 3 tips, okay, for all of you who are actually listening and watching this video. So first of all, right, we will have to prepare because without awareness, so you do not know what you should prepare. Am I right? So that's why first of all is correct. This is about awareness. So when you do have the awareness, 你要去準備啦. You need to prepare. And this 八字 itself, right, actually also tell us the strongest element in this year 八字. Actually, one of the best elements that we can use is the wood element.
One of the best element. Are you saying best element or?
Yeah, the strongest and the best elements that we should leverage and use it so that to benefit us into this 3 perspectives that you have mentioned just now. So what is this wood elements about? The wood elements represents the way we learn something new, all right? And then how we are to grow, okay? Could be grow into your business, could be grow in terms of our personal learning. And then the third thing is about this expansion. Let's say example, right? If you wanted to thrive in the year of 2022, so you also need to look into what are the things that you can innovate and incorporate into your products in order to come up with something new product, and then after that to expand the business. All right. So learning, growing, and also expansion. All right. So no matter you are from the perspective of relationship, your wealth, or your career, you can also, take this as your reference, okay, in order to grow the better year. And last is, you can hear, you can listen to many masters out there, but the most important is about execution. So don't forget, you must execute. Without execution, you cannot see your result.
Okay. Yeah. So if I were to summarize what you say for 2022, I think importantly it's number 1 is preparation.
Yes.
準備就最重要啦，因為 remember thunderstorm. I mean, we have very bad flash flood. So, you think about thunderstorm, it scares us, to bits. Yeah, a lot of lives are being lost. So, but thunderstorm itself, like during right now, we are actually waiting for one day lah, ha. 因為熱到咧 when it's very hot, a thunderstorm may be good, but not for long lah, ha.
Yes.
So, 第一就要準備 is your preparation. Number 2, so remember the wood element in the year 2022, it's the most important, right? And wood element represents education.
Yes,
education. What else did you say?
Expansion and also growing.
Expansion and grow, right? I give just an example, right? You may be someone who is working, like I said, money, career, and relationship. You may be somebody who is working, yeah? But don't forget, 你淨係坐喺度 you just work and work and work. 你可以係一個最 hardworking 嘅 person in the whole company, but excuse me, 又唔打扮啦，又唔學下點樣communicate well 啦，即係講嘢都有一啲技巧啊，我哋叫做技巧啊 ，right？ 即係如果你喺間公司 ，OK， 你係好叻嘅，你好 hardworking 嘅，一日可以做12粒鐘嘅，幫你嘅 boss。But versus somebody 識得打扮啦，識得講嘢啦，識得 market themselves 啦 ，knows how to do networking 啦，事頭就肯定 promote 嗰個人啦 ，correct or not？ So when you say learning, there are so many things that you can learn. It can be just simple learning, like learn how to do makeup, right?
Yes.
As networking skills, sales skills is very important. All right. And today people are talking about social media.
Yes.
Correct. You really want to invest in good teachers, invest in good schools, right? So remember, 2022 is a year for you to invest yourself in education because once you pick up 一個新嘅 education, you can always do a side gig.
Yes.
You can always do some part time. You know, so that is something that is going to bring you a little bit more monetary terms in that case. 如果你係做生意嘅，你唔好真係淨係做過一樣嘢啦。一個生意都可以 expand in many things 嘅。Correct? We will talk about 乜嘢生意 in future 可以 expand to what kind of business?
Yes. Since Josephine, right, has asked me so many questions, I'm also interested to know why Josephine, all right, what actually made you so much interested into Chinese metaphysics?
Let me tell you one thing. I got very high intuition sense. So 我覺得 number one, 我 intuition of mine is pretty high. And I do love to involve myself in very spiritual work.
Alright.
我都中意 spiritual work. And plus, of course, you know, 我哋點解咁夾嘅咧？都係我哋係 educator 啦。但佢就係教玄學，咁我係教咩咧？我就係教形象啦。嗱，好多人咧會覺得形象咧，我有啲人會問我：你教人着衫揾到錢咩？做咩揾唔到啫？咁係揾到噶嘛？不過着衫唔係咁簡單。Alright, I want all of you to know that image is something deep inside. Right? 嗱，如果你對人好，你個樣係特別靚㗎，你唔使化妝得咁靚。
Yeah, in Chinese metaphysics, we actually call this 相由心生。
Of course, 你化妝就係一種 respect, I would say. 你冇可能要 meet people or you're in front of a camera, 你一啲化妝都唔做。You can be authentic, but not like that. You know what I mean? So it's a means of respect. And when it comes to image, it's more than that. Image means not only superficially how you look yourself, but importantly, it's how you communicate.
It's true.
All right? And 我講 communicate, it's communicate through your conduct and communicate with good communication, including body language and all this thing. Now imagine 如果你 upgrade 咗你自己嘅 image, like just now I say in a company, right? 你點都好，你個時頭肯定會揾一個正啲嘅識講話啲嘅人㗎嘛。Correct, not? Correct. So even if you are a businessman, you must know how to do your networking well. 總言之咧。我哋好多嘢要傾嘅。如果要講點樣you know what image is all about. Like I said, everything is inside out or outside in. It all depends how you start. 如果我有人嚟揾我做一個 consultation， 哎呀，我要打扮啊，哇 ！It's godsend because it's so easy, right? But 如果嗰個人 come to me, something is bothering the person. So could it be self-esteem, for instance? 你 self-esteem 就真係 we really need to work from inside, right? Some people may seem to be very confident, but they are lacking of their self-esteem. 所以點解我都有跟 Adeline 學乜嘢咧？我學奇門遁甲，我覺得係一種好 spiritual 嘅application 嚟嘅。I have people who come to see me. We work on superficially how they should look their part in their job, but when something is bothering them inside, example, some may not want directly to tell you they want to find a life partner.
True.
Correct? They may not want to tell you, but the minute we open our achievement chart, we can actually tell. And we can tell, like even your early marriage or your late marriage, or who you will see in future, is it good for you? Because at the end of the day, we are talking about happiness of a person. All right? Absolute happiness means I just give you one example. 如果你係一個人係 absolute, you have absolute happiness, 你係為人好嘅，人哋係好，你會好開心。People who come and see us for consultation, there are only two things, right? I'm sure you agree with me. Number one is greed. 你有錢，你會要更加多錢。Alright, there are people like that. Second type of people who come and see us, whether it's metaphysics or image, it's something that they fear. Alright? when you Google, fear means false evidence appear real. Correct? That's what people say. It's false evidence. No, it's real. Because fear, it affects your heart, it affects your mind. All right? But why are people fear? Simply because I believe, like even I myself, I have competitors. 你做乜嘢生意都好，你肯定係有 competitor 嘅 right? So you fear competition. You fear not good enough. 我唔夠靚啊 you know, 或者 I'm old already. You fear that you lost your youth. So the other thing is, 你唔輸得，唔捨得，唔輸得，咁你淨係會同你自己係 you are fighting against yourself, right? So fear is real because it affects your heart, it affects your mind. But what I'm trying to tell you right here is competition is all the time is there. All right? But if 你自己可以 like what Adeline says, power pack yourself in a new education, expand yourself so well that people come to you because you are super good. People come to you because you are chosen one. People come to you because you are exceptional. So power pack yourself, progress yourself in the year 2020 so that you're so good and that people will come to you. So watch us in our next discussion to create wealth. Like all of us are saying wealth. Well, a lot of us, we relate wealth to money.
Reasoning. I have one of my colleagues was asked me the question. So you know, the young children, the young kid came and approached the papa, the father. Papa, you always tell me, right? Money is not everything. But
father says money is not everything.
Yeah, but money is something, right? Money is also important. So since it's a new year, and why not we talk about, you know, in this new year, so, you know, what are the industry or how you can actually make your business or make yourself better to live a better life. Since, you know, for the past 2 years, many people already been like, you know,
lost.
Yeah, correct, exactly. So let's see how we can power start our new year, since this is a new year and new opportunity and new success for everybody.
Correct.
Right?
So success can be many things. 我周不時都講，知足就常樂啦。Alright， 咁知足嗰個足嘅 figure how much to you, it only matters to you. So don't compare with other people. As long as 你覺得嗰個 figure 知足常樂, you'll be so happy.
Your own definition.
So it's absolute happiness. 好啦，咁就祝各位大吉大利，新年個好年啦嚇。
係啦，萬事如意。